Part 2. However, Mr. Tabby said with a flick of his mustache, the Sasquatch is currently napping. We have a steadfast rule. Never wake a napping Sasquatch, unless you wish to be flung to the very top of a tree. Do you have such a wish? Ben and Pearl shook their heads. Wise decision, Mr. Tabby said. While we are waiting for it to arise, you can clean the roof. The roof? Ben glanced at the ceiling. But doesn't that dragon live up there? Mr. Tabby's half-moon eyes flashed. Indeed, a dragon lives on the roof. Ben's stomach tightened. It's a pretty big dragon. Should we go up there? I mean, where does it rate on the danger scale? The danger scale was a system used by Mr. Tabby to rate imaginary creatures. For example, a creature that nips at fingers might rate a level 1. A creature that shoots poisonous venom from its eyeballs might rate a level 4. But the most dangerous creatures of all, the ones that like to eat humans, rate level 5. Because Ben and Pearl had very little experience with imaginary creatures, they were not supposed to face a level 4 or 5. The dragon that lives on the roof is a western black dragon. Most full-grown western dragons are level 5. The black variety is particularly nasty. A low growl vibrated in Mr. Tabby's throat. Lucky for you, this dragon is young and rather tame. Well, tame-ish. Tame-ish? Ben gulped. What does that mean? That means he has promised to not eat peasants and to not set any villages on fire. That brings him down to a level 2. Well, 2 sounded so much better than 5, Ben wondered if dragons were good at keeping promises. And since there weren't any peasants in Buttonville, did that mean the dragon could eat grandsons, senior citizens, and dollar store employees? Hey, Pearl said as she buttoned her lab coat, I thought imaginary creatures weren't supposed to live in the known world. How come this one lives here? This particular creature was saved by Dr. Wu when he was a hatchling. Because of his injuries, he stayed under her care for an entire year, and as a result, he imprinted. Imprinted? Pearl asked. Dragons become attached to the first being who takes care of them. This dragon became attached to Dr. Wu and is loyal to her. He refuses to return to the imaginary world. What about the baby dragon I found on my bed? Ben asked. That hatchling wasn't in human company long enough to imprint. It was returned safely to the imaginary world. Mr. Tabby took out his creature calculator, a device he kept in his vest pocket. It contained all the information he needed about the creatures that were being treated at the hospital, the species and gender, the illness or injury, and the current location. A dragon appears to be gone at the moment, so you don't have to worry about disturbing him. Ben's heart thumped a few extra times. The last thing in the world he wanted to do was to disturb a dragon. He's probably stealing more stuff, Pearl said. He's going to get Dr. Wu in trouble. That is not your concern. Dr. Wu will tend to such matters when she is able. Mr. Tabby reached into the supply closet, then handed Ben a shovel and Pearl a bucket. What's this for? She asked. Mr. Tabby's nose twitched. For the collection and proper disposal of dragon droppings. Both Ben and Pearl groaned. Poop or scoop or duty. You will take the stairs to the roof, Mr. Tabby instructed as he led them to the stairwell at the end of the hall. Go straight there. Do not dally. Do not dawdle. And whatever you do, do not, I repeat, do not open the door to the 10th floor. He leaned over and placed his face very close to Pearl's face. The 10th floor is off limits. Do you understand? Of course I understand, Pearl said. We speak the same language, don't we? Ben noticed the glint in her eyes. From the way she tried to hide her smile, he could tell she was already planning on sneaking a peek at the 10th floor. Well, he wasn't going to risk another Sasquatch punishment. No way. We understand, he told Mr. Tabby. The 10th floor's off limits. Mr. Tabby straightened himself, then pointed to the stairwell. Very well, off with you. That's when a voice boomed from a ceiling speaker. Mr. Tabby to the incubation chamber. Immediate assistance required. The pixies are percolating. Repeat, the pixies are percolating. Ben and Pearl had heard this voice before. It was very nasal and monotone, as if it came from a computer. Oh dear, Mr. Tabby said as he checked his creature calculator. What a predicament. I must go. Percolation is a matter of urgent importance. He dashed away. You two are on your own, he called. The door leading to the lobby closed behind him. Its thud echoed down the long hall. I hope the Sasquatch naps all day, Pearl said. Me too. Ben gripped the shovel. We'd better hurry and clean the roof before the dragon comes back.